4 toxic fish that destroy hormonal balance, and 4 sacred ones that heal it. Are you tired of feeling like your own body is a stranger, a vessel of chaos you can no longer control? Do you wrestle with the profound fatigue that settles deep in your bones? The frustrating and unpredictable cycles? The persistent weight that clings to you, no matter how healthy you try to eat? And the shadow of anxiety that follows you through your days? This experience, this constant battle with polycystic ovary syndrome, can feel incredibly isolating, like you are navigating a dense, bewildering fog while the rest of the world walks in sunlight. You follow the advice. You choose the foods you are told are good for you, like fish, believing you are paving a path toward healing, only to find the fog growing thicker and the path more treacherous. You are not imagining it, and your efforts have not been in vain, but you may have been unknowingly consuming poisons disguised as remedies. The good news, the ray of light that is ready to break through the fog, is that ancient wisdom, the kind cultivated in the quiet solitude of monasteries, holds a profound understanding of purity and nourishment that can guide us back to balance. The right foods, chosen with intention and awareness, can soothe the turmoil within, gently recalibrate your hormonal symphony, and begin to quiet the storm of polycystic ovary syndrome. In today's video, we are going to unveil the wisdom that has been overlooked in our modern rush for quick fixes, revealing the 4 toxic fish that may be destroying your hormonal balance and the 4 sacred ones that can truly begin to heal it. This is not just another list of foods to eat and avoid. This is a new way of seeing, a new way of nourishing yourself with compassion and deep care. So stick around, because you don't want to miss these life-changing nutrition tips that can illuminate your path back to yourself. Before we get started, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have, because this space is for you, a place of shared understanding. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip from Sacred Women's Health. First, let's talk about why the very waters that should offer life-giving sustenance have become treacherous, and how certain beautiful creatures of the deep became unknowing carriers of hormonal disruption. It is a painful irony that in your sincere quest for health, you may have inadvertently deepened the very imbalance you sought to heal. Let's be perfectly clear about something from the very beginning. This is not your fault. You have been navigating a world filled with conflicting information, a world where our food systems have become compromised in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. For generations, fish has been revered as a source of immense vitality, rich in oils that support the brain and calm the body. You heard this wisdom, you embraced it, and you acted on it with the best of intentions. A thought that this wholesome choice could be a source of your suffering is a heavy one, and it is a burden you do not have to carry alone. The truth is, our oceans, our rivers, and our lakes have become the final resting place for the byproducts of our industrial world. Heavy metals like mercury, persistent organic pollutants like PCBs and dioxins. These are invisible poisons that seep into the waters and begin a slow, silent journey up the food chain. They are consumed by the smallest plankton, which are then eaten by small fish, which are then eaten by larger fish. And with each step, these toxins become more and more concentrated. This process, known as biomagnification, means that the large, predatory fish at the very top of the food chain can carry a toxic load, hundreds of thousands of times greater than the water they swim in. When you eat these fish, that concentrated dose of toxins is passed directly to you, and these are not benign substances. They are potent endocrine disruptors, chemical messengers of chaos that interfere with your body's most delicate communication system, your hormones. For a woman with polycystic ovary syndrome, whose endocrine system is already in a state of sensitive disarray, this added burden can be catastrophic, worsening insulin resistance, inflaming cellular pathways, and further disrupting the delicate dance between estrogen, progesterone, and androgens. You are not alone in this experience. Millions of women are in the same bewildering place, feeling betrayed by their bodies and by the very food they believed would save them. But here, in this moment, we create a space of emotional safety and shared understanding. We release the blame and the confusion, and we prepare to receive a simpler, clearer truth, one that empowers you to make choices that truly nourish and protect your sacred body. We will start by shining a light on the deceivers, the fish that, despite their reputation, carry the heaviest burdens. The first of these great deceivers of the deep is the swordfish. It is a majestic, powerful creature, often presented as a premium choice, a steak of the sea. But within its dense, meaty flesh lies a significant danger for anyone seeking hormonal harmony. Swordfish are apex predators, living long lives and hunting voraciously, placing them at the pinnacle of the aquatic food chain. Throughout their lifespan, they accumulate staggering levels of methylmercury, a potent neurotoxin and one of the most aggressive endocrine disruptors found in our food supply. When you consume swordfish, this mercury enters your system and can begin to wreak havoc. It has a particular affinity for the thyroid gland, a master regulator of your metabolism and energy levels. For women with polycystic ovary syndrome, thyroid function is often already compromised, and the introduction of mercury can further suppress its activity, leading to the profound fatigue, brain fog, and stubborn weight gain that are all too familiar. But the disruption doesn't end there. Mercury also directly interferes with insulin signaling pathways. It can damage the beta cells in the pancreas, responsible for producing insulin, and block insulin receptors on your cells, effectively worsening the insulin resistance that is at the very core of polycystic ovary syndrome. This means that even if you are carefully managing your carbohydrate intake, consuming a fish like swordfish can actively work against you, pushing your blood sugar and insulin levels higher, and in turn, driving your ovaries to produce more androgens like testosterone. But can a food that comes from nature truly be so harmful? How did we arrive at a place where the sea's bounty becomes a source of poison? The answer lies in understanding that the health of our bodies is inextricably linked to the health of our planet. The mercury in that swordfish began its journey in a coal-fired power plant or an industrial incinerator, traveling through the atmosphere before settling in the ocean. It is a man-made problem that has contaminated a natural food source. The practical application of this wisdom is to simply remove swordfish from your diet completely. When you see it on a restaurant menu or at the fish counter, recognize it not as a healthy luxury, but as a risk your delicate hormonal system cannot afford. But avoiding this one powerful predator is only the first step in safeguarding your body. The next fish on our list is even more deceptive, a common staple that is often marketed as a convenient health food, hiding in plain sight in our grocery aisles and our favorite takeout meals. The second fish that carries a hidden toxic burden, one that is deceptively common, is the king mackerel. It is often confused with its much safer and smaller cousin, the Atlantic mackerel, but they are worlds apart in their impact on your hormonal health. The king mackerel is a large, predatory fish found in warmer waters, and like the swordfish, it accumulates very high levels of mercury over its long lifespan. Consuming king mackerel introduces this heavy metal into your system, where it acts as a relentless saboteur of your endocrine function. It directly impacts the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, the central command center for your entire stress response system. For women with polycystic ovary syndrome, the HPA axis is often already dysregulated, leading to elevated cortisol levels, that persistent stress hormone that encourages belly fat storage and further disrupts ovulation. Mercury amplifies this dysfunction, putting your adrenal glands on high alert and locking your body in a chronic state of fight or flight, making it nearly impossible to lose weight, sleep soundly, or feel a sense of calm. The impact on your reproductive system is just as profound. Mercury can interfere with the production and signaling of key reproductive hormones like luteinizing hormone, LH, and follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, contributing to the irregular or absent menstrual cycles that are a hallmark of polycystic ovary syndrome. It's a cruel cycle. You eat the fish hoping to improve your health, but the hidden mercury within it further unbalances the very hormones you are trying to regulate. It feels like a betrayal, a profound violation of trust in our food supply. May I ask you something? How many times have you felt alone, not understanding what is happening with your body, as if no one around you could truly comprehend? How many times have you meticulously planned your meals, turned down the cake at a party, and pushed yourself to exercise even when exhausted, only to feel like you are getting nowhere, your symptoms persisting as a constant, painful reminder of this struggle? I know how much that hurts, and you are not alone in this fight. It is a silent battle fought by millions of women, a journey that can feel incredibly isolating and frustrating. If you feel this way, if this resonates in the deepest parts of your being, leave a comment below saying, "I understand this struggle." Write it just like that. Your message, your simple acknowledgement of this shared experience, could be a beacon of light for another woman who is scrolling through these comments late at night, feeling hopeless and alone. Your message can give her the strength to keep going, to know that she is part of a community of women who truly understand. Your voice matters more than you know. Continuing our journey into the hidden dangers of the sea, the third fish to be wary of is tilefish, particularly those from the Gulf of Mexico. This is a lesser-known fish to some, but it often appears as a special on restaurant menus or is sold under other names, making it a tricky one to avoid. Tilefish are bottom dwellers, and they have been found to have some of the highest mercury levels of any commercially available fish, often even higher than swordfish or king mackerel. Ingesting this level of mercury is like inviting a wrecking ball into your delicate hormonal architecture. Beyond the thyroid and adrenal disruption we have already discussed, mercury from sources like tilefish poses a grave threat to your neurological and mental well-being, which is deeply intertwined with your hormonal health. It can cross the blood-brain barrier, can interfere with neurotransmitter production, particularly serotonin and dopamine. This can manifest as the anxiety, depression, and mood swings that so many women with polycystic ovary syndrome experience, and which are often dismissed as purely psychological. The truth is, your mood and your hormones are in constant conversation, and when a neurotoxin like mercury enters the picture, it scrambles that conversation, leaving you feeling emotionally volatile and mentally exhausted. It impairs cognitive function, creating the frustrating brain fog that makes it hard to concentrate, remember details, or feel sharp and engaged with your life. You might blame yourself, thinking you are just not trying hard enough or are somehow fundamentally flawed, when in reality, you may be suffering from the physiological effects of a toxin you unknowingly consumed. Avoiding tilefish requires diligence. Always ask about the type of fish when it is not clearly labeled, and if a server is unsure, it is wisest to choose something else. This practice of questioning, of mindful inquiry into what you are about to consume, is a powerful act of self-care and protection. But there is one more fish, perhaps the most common and controversial of all, that we must discuss. Its presence is so widespread that avoiding its most toxic forms requires a level of awareness that few people possess, and it could be the final piece of the puzzle in your hormonal struggles. The fourth and final fish on our list of hormonal disruptors is tuna, specifically the larger species like big eye, and to a lesser extent, albacore. This is often the most difficult one for people to accept, as tuna is practically a cultural symbol of healthy, convenient protein. Canned tuna is a pantry staple, and a beautiful ahi tuna steak is a delicacy. But the truth is, these large, long-living fish are major accumulators of mercury. Big eye tuna, often used for sushi and sashimi, contains exceptionally high levels, while albacore, commonly canned as white tuna, has significantly more mercury than light canned tuna, which is typically made from smaller skipjack species. The consistent low-grade exposure to mercury from a regular tuna habit can be one of the most insidious drivers of hormonal chaos. It's not a single large dose, but a steady drip, drip, drip of toxins into your system, continuously compromising your body's ability to find balance. This steady accumulation directly poisons the mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside every one of your cells. For women with polycystic ovary syndrome, mitochondrial dysfunction is a key underlying issue. It's why you feel so profoundly tired, as your body is literally unable to produce the energy it needs at a cellular level. When Mercury enters the scene, it's like throwing sand in the gears of these already struggling factories. The result is worsening fatigue, a slower metabolism, and an increased state of oxidative stress throughout your body, which in turn fuels inflammation, the fiery root of so many polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms, from acne to painful periods. Is it really possible that your lunchtime tuna salad could be contributing to your exhaustion and hormonal imbalance? The evidence strongly suggests it is. The practical wisdom here is to be incredibly selective with tuna. Completely avoid big eye tuna. If you enjoy canned tuna, always choose light or skipjack tuna over white or albacore, and limit your consumption to once or twice a month at most. It's about reducing your overall toxic load, giving your body a chance to breathe, to detoxify, and to heal. Before we continue on to the sacred fish that can help rebuild and restore your body, if this information is helping you see your health in a new light, take a single, mindful moment to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss any of our upcoming tips on your journey to wellness. Now, having cleared away the dangers and shone a light on the hidden poisons, we can turn our attention to the healing waters, to the sacred fish that offer a pure and potent medicine for your body and spirit. Let us now turn from the shadows into the light, from the warning to the wonderful. The first sacred fish, a true river of life for those with polycystic ovary syndrome, is wild-caught salmon. Notice the emphasis on wild-caught, as this distinction is everything. Wild salmon spend their lives swimming in the cold, clean waters of the ocean, eating a natural diet of smaller fish and krill. This pristine lifestyle results in a fish that is not only low in contaminants, but is also exceptionally rich in two of the most powerful healing nutrients for hormonal health, the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These are not just fats. They are profound anti-inflammatory agents. For women with polycystic ovary syndrome, chronic, low-grade inflammation is a constant fire. It fuels insulin resistance and stimulates the ovaries to produce excess androgens. EPA and DHA act like a cooling, soothing balm on this internal fire. They work at a cellular level to calm the inflammatory pathways, which in turn helps to improve your body's sensitivity to insulin. When your cells become more receptive to insulin, your pancreas doesn't have to pump out as much. Your blood sugar stabilizes, and one of the primary signals driving androgen production begins to quiet down. This can lead to a beautiful cascade of benefits: clearer skin, less unwanted hair growth, and a greater chance for regular ovulation. Can a simple fish really make such a difference in a condition as complex as polycystic ovary syndrome? With absolute certainty, yes. The wisdom here is not just in the fish itself, but in the life it lived. Farmed salmon, by contrast, is often raised in crowded pens, fed an unnatural diet of soy and corn pellets, and may be treated with antibiotics and exposed to higher levels of PCBs. Its fat profile is completely different, with much lower levels of beneficial omega-3 south and higher levels of inflammatory omega-6 fats. The practical application of this knowledge is to make wild-caught salmon a regular part of your nourishing rituals. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. Look for sockeye or coho salmon, which are typically wild. Prepare it simply baked, steamed, or pan-seared to preserve its delicate oils. Each meal is an opportunity to infuse your body with this profound healing intelligence. But the healing power of these pure waters doesn't stop here. The next sacred fish we will discuss is a tiny giant, a humble food that holds the key to profound cellular nourishment. And it's one of the most affordable and accessible treasures you can find. The second sacred fish, a humble yet mighty source of healing, is the sardine. These small, silvery fish may not have the glamorous reputation of salmon, but their nutritional power is arguably even more concentrated and accessible. Sardines are at the very bottom of the aquatic food chain, feeding only on plankton. This means they do not accumulate the heavy metals and toxins that plague larger fish, making them one of the purest and safest seafood choices available. But their true magic lies in their incredible density of nutrients that are absolutely critical for women with polycystic ovary syndrome. Like salmon, they are a phenomenal source of the anti-inflammatory omega-3 South EPA and DHA, which work to soothe the inflammatory fires of hormonal imbalance. But beyond that, sardines are one of the best food sources of vitamin D and calcium, often consumed with their tiny, edible bones. Vitamin D is technically a hormone, and it plays a crucial role in insulin sensitivity and ovarian function. A vast majority of women with polycystic ovary syndrome are deficient in this crucial nutrient, and this deficiency is linked to worsened symptoms. By enjoying sardines, you are consuming vitamin D in its natural form, alongside the omega-3 fats that help you absorb it, creating a powerful synergy that supports metabolic health. The calcium from the bones is equally vital, not just for bone health, but for hormonal signaling and mood regulation. Can you truly find such profound healing in a simple, inexpensive can of sardines? The answer is a resounding yes. This is the beauty of monk-like wisdom. It finds immense value in the simple, the humble, and the overlooked. The practical path to incorporating sardines into your life is easy. Look for sardines packed in olive oil or water and enjoy them on a seed-based cracker, mashed into a salad with avocado, or gently warmed with herbs and lemon juice. They are a quick, no-cook source of protein and healthy fats that can stabilize your blood sugar for hours, preventing the energy crashes and cravings that can derail your healing journey. Embracing the sardine is an act of deep nourishment, providing your body with a concentrated dose of the very building blocks it needs to repair and rebalance. But our exploration of these healing treasures is not yet complete. The next fish on our list offers a unique and potent benefit for calming the nervous system and supporting a stable, positive mood, which is an essential and often forgotten aspect of managing polycystic ovary syndrome. Our third sacred fish, a gentle guardian of both hormonal and emotional equilibrium, is the Atlantic mackerel. It is crucial, as we mentioned earlier, not to confuse this small, omega-3 rich fish with the large, high-mercury king mackerel. Atlantic mackerel is a sustainable and incredibly nutritious choice that offers a wealth of benefits for women navigating the complexities of polycystic ovary syndrome. Its most notable gift is its exceptionally high concentration of DHA, the specific omega, the 3 fatty acid that is a primary structural component of your brain and nervous system. While EPA is a powerful anti-inflammatory, DHA is the master nutrient for brain health, mood stability, and cognitive clarity. The brain fog, anxiety, and depressive moods that so often accompany polycystic ovary syndrome are not just in your head. They are a physiological consequence of the inflammation and hormonal imbalance that affect your brain chemistry. Consuming DHA-rich Atlantic mackerel is like providing the highest quality raw material to rebuild and support your neurological function. It helps to create more fluid and responsive cell membranes in the brain, allowing for better communication between neurons and supporting the production of feel-good neurotransmitters like serotonin. This can translate into a tangible feeling of a clearer mind, a more stable mood, and a greater resilience to stress. How can eating a particular fish help you feel less anxious and more focused? It is because your mind and body are not separate. The nutrients that calm the inflammation in your body also calm the inflammation in your brain. The fats that help regulate your ovarian hormones also help regulate your mood hormones, This is holistic healing in its truest form. You can find Atlantic mackerel fresh, but it is also commonly available smoked or canned, making it another convenient and affordable option. A simple smoked mackerel fillet served alongside some fresh greens can be a profoundly satisfying and neurologically nourishing meal. Adding this fish to your diet once or twice a week is a direct investment in your mental and emotional well-being. An acknowledgement that healing polycystic ovary syndrome requires us to care for our minds just as deeply as we care for our bodies. Yet, there is one more sacred creature from the water to discuss. A tiny fish so small it is often overlooked, but so powerful it has been revered for centuries as a source of immense vitality and flavor, offering a final, concentrated burst of healing power. The fourth and final sacred fish, the smallest, but by no means the least powerful, is the anchovy. Often relegated to being a salty pizza topping or a hidden ingredient in Caesar dressing, the anchovy deserves a place of honor in any diet focused on hormonal healing. Like sardines, these tiny fish are very low on the food chain, making them exceptionally pure and free from the contaminants that plague their larger counterparts. What sets anchovies apart is their incredible nutrient density packed into such a small form. They are bursting with the same anti-inflammatory omega-3 south, EPA and DHA, that are so crucial for managing polycystic ovary syndrome. But they are also an excellent source of selenium, a trace mineral that is absolutely essential for thyroid health. Selenium is required for the conversion of the inactive thyroid hormone T4 into the active form T3. Without adequate selenium, your metabolism can become sluggish, contributing to fatigue and weight gain, even if your basic thyroid tests appear normal. By providing this key nutrient, anchovies offer direct support to the master gland of your metabolism. Furthermore, anchovies are rich in B vitamins, particularly niacin, B3, and cobalamin, B12, which are vital for energy production at a cellular level and for maintaining a healthy nervous system. This combination of omega-3 south, selenium, and B vitamins makes the humble anchovy a true superfood for overcoming the exhaustion and brain fog of polycystic ovary syndrome. Does it seem strange to consider this tiny, salty fish a powerful medicine? This is where we must shift our perspective and see food as information for our bodies. Each bite of anchovy delivers a potent message of anti-inflammation, metabolic support, and neurological nourishment. Incorporating them is simpler than you might think. You can buy anchovy paste to add a savory, umami depth to sauces, dressings, and stews. You can rinse and chop whole anchovy fillets and melt them into a warm pan with olive oil, garlic, and chili flakes to toss with zucchini noodles or steamed vegetables. A little goes a long way, and even a small amount consumed regularly can contribute significantly to your overall nutrient intake, helping to fill the gaps that may be hindering your body's ability to heal itself. By embracing these four sacred fish: wild-caught salmon, sardines, Atlantic mackerel, and anchovies, you are not just changing your diet. You are changing your relationship with food, choosing sources of pure, potent energy that honor and support your body's innate wisdom. If you made it this far, it means you are searching for answers, relief, and hope. This journey with polycystic ovary syndrome can feel endless, but please know that every step you take in the direction of mindful nourishment is a profound act of healing. This channel was created exactly for that, to help you understand your body, regain control, and find solutions that actually work, blending ancient wisdom with modern understanding. You are not alone here. We are building a safe space where women like you can find support and real information that makes a difference. A community that understands the tears, the frustrations, and the triumphs of this path. If this is the kind of guidance you've been looking for, subscribe now and turn on the notifications. Every video is a step toward a healthier, happier you, a step toward reclaiming the vibrant, balanced life you so richly deserve.